1972 Chevrolet C10 short wheelbase pickup, big block, overdrive, AC. Let's take it for a test drive. This is one hell of a good looking C10 if you ask me. Factory orange and white, short wheelbase, 1972 C10 with a lot of really good upgrades done on it. This is a true 115 wheelbase, 1972 Chevrolet C10. Obviously it's been lowered a little bit. This was originally a 350 truck, but now it has an excellent running big block. It is a 454 motor. Not a crazy high performance setup from the 454, but it's really cool that it has a big block. It runs excellent, has plenty of power for what I want to do with this truck. Is backed by obviously an upgraded 700 R4 overdrive transmission. So you do have that highway gear. You can really cruise this thing at 70 miles an hour down the interstate, and just a super comfortable pickup. Other creature comforts when it comes to the mechanicals, you do have power steering, power front disc brakes. The front disc brake master cylinder, the front discs are a stock style disc, but you do have an upgraded CPP master cylinder and brake booster. They're a polished setup. This is a factory AC truck, but it has been converted or upgraded with a sand-in style compressor. So in the engine bay, you do have a newer style compressor. I got the AC on right now. It's R134, blows nice and cold, very comfortable in here. The road feel is excellent. It is super nice and tight. Not a bear to drive in any way, shape, or form. Again, we're cruising at 60 some miles an hour right now, just easily. On the interior, this was originally an orange Highlander plaid interior truck. If I was personally going to keep it, I love the Highlander plaid, but I also get why whenever this truck was redone, they just went with the black interior with the door panels and the seat cover. I know the Highlander interior is not for everybody. I personally like it, but I also don't mind the stock style black bench seat interior. You have a really nice headliner, really nice visors, newer door panels on both sides. Seat cover, seat foam itself is very, very nice and looks like it's recently been redone. Carpet looks excellent, good floor mats. Factory gauges with a factory tack. You have a forever sharp steering wheel, which I really like. Tilt column from the factory. I will say, since it is a 700 R4 and it is the factory column, you do just have park, reverse, neutral drive 2 with 1, so you obviously have an extra gear being the 700 R4 than it would have had from the 3-speed automatic transmission. So the shifter indicator works, but it's not accurate. When you're in park, reverse, neutral, the indicator is where it needs to be, but when you go into drive, it's just kind of an overpass drive a little bit. So just the indicator is not 100% accurate, which again, when you do a overdrive swap like that, it happens on all these. Factory heat and AC controls. The AC blows out of all the vents, really nice. On the interior here, you do have an aftermarket stereo with some kick panel speakers down low. You have your factory gauges with the factory tack, which look awesome. Everything on this truck is working with the exception of your horn is not working, and the washer fluid sprayers are not spraying any fluid, but everything else is going to be listed as a yes on the doesn't work section, which will be posted at the end of the photos, or if you go to the additional informations tab on the website pcclassiccars.com. In that additional informations tab, you'll see multiple things in there, but the doesn't work section will say what works and what doesn't. We're warmed up good, so roll into it here a little bit. Good power. Yeah. Truck runs great. Smooth, easy shifts from that 700. On the underneath, you have had a little bit of work done on the inner rockers and the floor braces like almost all of these trucks. But it is very solid. I see no current rust issues. And this is a verified true short bed. When I say 115 wheelbase, it is a factory short bed truck. It is on the spid decal in the glove box there. That spid decal does decode. This is a factory orange and white truck. It would have had orange interior, was a 350 automatic AC truck, and it is again a 115 wheelbase true short bed pickup. On the exterior, probably the coolest thing about this is it is a factory orange and white truck. The paint quality is very nice. You have some very small little miscellaneous little touch-ups, some little stone chips on the front of the hood, a couple little stone chips on the A-pillars on the outside, a few little dings in the trim, but overall the trim is very nice on this pickup. Inside the bed has a nicer spray and bed liner. Up on the front of the bed, basically right behind the cab here, there's a few little indentations on the flat surface of the front of the bed. Bed floor is in really nice condition. Just overall, a really good looking truck. You have the really nice 17-inch rev wheels with good tires all the way around, plenty of tread, no dry rot, no cracking. Suspension, the truck has been lowered a little bit. Unfortunately, when you lower a lot of vehicles, that tends to lose the ride quality. This is an exception. This one drives really nice. It has a good suspension feel to it. It does not beat you to death. This is a very bumpy road, and we're going down it very smooth, very easy. The driving position is comfortable. I'm not getting bounced around all over the place. You do have aftermarket front and rear sway bars. You do have a really nice set of ceramic coated headers, full dual exhaust with tailpipes. That exhaust note sounds good, not terribly loud, but when you do get in the throttle, which we will again here in just a second when we make this right-hand turn up here, we'll get in the throttle some more and hear that exhaust again, but it is a good sounding pickup. Obviously with the tilt, you can get comfortable in here. I will say that the seat foam definitely feels relatively new when you sit up pretty proper, but there is still a ton of room between me and the steering wheel, a decent amount of room between my head and the top of the cab. I'm 6 foot tall, fit in here, again, extremely well. Not a difficult truck to drive in any way, shape, or form. Dash pad's in real nice condition. Roll into it here a little bit. Downshift's good. Positive upshift. All of your glass is in really nice condition. I don't see any issues with the windshield. I don't see any issues with the side windows. They roll up and down really well. You do get a little bit of wind noise coming from the vent windows, almost inevitable. It's hard to get that to completely go away. Back glass is super clean. A couple other little imperfections I forgot to note on the inside of the cab here. There's some little touch-ups on the inside of the cab, like on the orange paint, where the keys hang down on the lower portion of the dash here. The orange is kind of rubbed through a little bit. The orange on the dash itself could be original just because it is kind of worn there, but it still shows nice. And then on the top of the roof, pretty much right above, right there, there's like a little dent on the top of the cab. To me, if I had to guess, maybe it was sitting underneath something and like an acorn or something fell at one point. You could have it PDR'd out because it doesn't look like the paint's cracked. There's just a little dent right on the top, or a little ding is probably the better word, on the top of the cab. You have to be up on the top of the cab to see it. So the shortcomings cosmetically on the inside and the outside are all really minor flaws. If you're going to drive this truck, it's plenty nice to be very proud of it. Take it to your local car shows and just have a kick-ass looking C10 in factory orange and white with a big block and overdrive and air. It's just a lot of fun. We're reading 41,314 miles. I have no idea what the true miles are on the truck, and not that it really matters since this thing's pretty much been redone. And as always, I'm Mike. This is a 1972 Chevrolet C10 in factory orange and white with a big block 454, an automatic transmission, which is an overdrive setup, factory AC. From myself and everybody else here at PC Classic Cars, we appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of our test drives. Make sure you check out the additional information tab on the website, PCClassicCars.com. Check out the content across all of our social platforms, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.